How's it going, everyone? Bringing you a classic today. This video is not a classic. Might be a classic for like Elden Ring YouTubers with 30 subscribers, but the classic I'm bringing you is Sword and Board with a twist. And that's a classic right there too. Rolling backstab. You ever play a Dark Souls game? Bet you seen one of those before. Sword and Board with Poison Mist on it. Quickly become one of my favorite setups in Dark Souls 3. Sword and Board was like the most meta thing. Imagine a world where that's the most toxic thing you have to deal with. Little did we know, bad things would get in Elden Ring. This right here is a future classic. People still not knowing about spawn immunity over a year into the game. But anyways, straight swords, they got a buff on the running attack in the most recent patch. So, been giving them another shot. I feel like I've gotten better at the game, so I'm able to actually do good work with this setup. You may be asking yourself, why would I only use one sword? Why wouldn't I just power stance, dual straight swords, and chunk people for a third of their health in one hit? I'll tell you why. It's about tradition. It's about style. You know, you're having a girl or a guy over for dinner, why wouldn't you just put a Hot Pocket in the microwave and drink natty ice? You know, it's the most efficient thing, but it's not the classiest. It's not the best. Sometimes it's about classing it up, put some effort into something, making a nice meal, you know, make a nice pasta dish and drink a bottle of Chianti. It's just a much better experience. It takes some more time, but the results are better. And that's why you use Sword and Board. You do it for the style points. All the invasions you'll see today are at level 50. A big surprise. I love invading at level 50. This is a strength build, and I'm using the Lord Sworn Straight Sword. Which is a bit of a tongue twister now that I say it out loud. And it actually has a crit modifier, which is pretty sweet, especially if you're going for parries like you usually do with Sword and Board. I keep an offhand dagger anyways, just because it's one of the most efficient ways of dealing with overleveled phantoms, which is always a problem, no matter what level you're at. But if you're fishing for backstabs and whatnot, it's really nice having that crit modifier. That's pretty salty last video, but we're back in my comfort zone, back at 50. The levels of bullshit are definitely a little bit lower here than other levels, but the more levels ranges that I try out, the more I realize it's kind of all the same. You get the same stuff no matter where you are invading an Elden Ring. Running hosts, another classic. That right there, classic. Until I played Dark Souls 1. Yep, just walk to the right, circle straight backstabs. Always efficient, always a great tactic. Missing firebomb throws, that's a classic for me. Look at that. Another strafing backstab. Those are a great prediction if you see someone, going for a running attack. You kind of got to start them early. You can't really do them on reaction, but most players play pretty predictably. And look at that, finally landed a fireball throw. Missed the theme yet for this video? I'm just going to keep saying classic. And it gets funnier every time, at least to me. And if it's not to you, you probably stopped watching already. So we're just going to keep saying it. And this invasion right here, Crystal Tunnel, it is on the older patch. Otherwise that R1 to R2 would have landed, I bet. I'm using that previous model, using that 1998 Honda Civic greatsword, not the new flashy one. This is what you guys came here for, the moment you all been waiting for. Got some of that 3v1 action, those gank spanks. This is what you're here for. But first we need to play everyone's favorite game, gank or not. Area that they need. There are 3 players. They are using good weapons. Using Sacred Blade, using an S-Stock. Other players got the Nagi with the Magic Sword Thrusting Asher. I don't know what that's called. The whole level is dead. But could they be PvE? We'll never have any way of knowing. Personally, I'm going not a gank squad. Builds don't seem very optimized, and none of them are over leveled. So my guess is PvEers. If you think differently, let me know. These kind of invasions can be pretty rough. They've cleared out the whole level here. Enclosed space, not a lot of places to run. but this is actually one of the better ones if you're in that kind of situation. It's because there is so much verticality. You can kind of split people up, run away, hop down there, break them up a little bit, and Poison Mist makes a great turn and burn. People don't really seem to be afraid of the poison, so many of them just walk into it, especially when you're fighting a group and they're thirsty like this. Poison took out the one Phantom, just got the host left. And most of the time when you got the host left, you know it's a wrap. Took a bad trade there. I should have rolled out of the sleep instead of throwing another pot, but I thought I could finish him. So, just finished the host here. Trade. Hyper armor trade. And I have no idea why I pointed down on him. I'm going to start keeping a diary for my clips. Just know what was going through my head at the moment. There was no reason for that. And here, when I was recording it, first part of the invasion got cut off. I'll sum up what was happening, exactly what you're seeing here. Just had two guys with claws running at me, being really aggressive. Kept bleeding me. I don't have a ton of boys here. Straight swords don't have a ton of hyper armor, so I was getting stun locked a lot. Wasn't doing a ton of damage to these guys either. So I think this is when I still had the straight sword poison infused, and I've since then gone regular infusion, just used Poison Mist, it works much better. And can you tell I'm subscribed to G9 Media? Stormhawk Axe swap. That's a classic right there, that's an Elden Ring classic. And this guy forgets he doesn't have a friend with him and just keeps wildly swinging. But I win the trades. GG's. It's one of the spots you invade into and your heart just sinks. You see that beach, you know you're in for a bad time. Thankfully this one, not so bad. Only 2 players. And invasions are such a mixed bag. Especially at 50, it's like, you invade players some of the time who, they got a pretty good grasp of what they're doing, decently late into the game. Then you invade players who seem like they just started. Guy using bikes probably knew what was up. But I love those backstabs when you get them. And usually when someone's just left over on a sliver of health like that, you have to chase them down. I had him poisoned, so I knew I could just leave him alone. And then this is strange, this guy just starts jumping. So I was like, oh, that's what we're doing. I was jumping with him. Just jumping around. 2 guys jumping on the beach, having a good time. And, I don't know, sometimes I just like to see what players would do, study their behavior. And then he did not deserve that. I don't know why I did that. He didn't deserve that 360 parry. He did nothing wrong, I was just kind of mean, but like, I learned how to do it, and then I was just doing it to everyone. Invasions being a mixed bag. Here we are at Stormbound at level 50, and very, very poor ambush attempt. This guy's name's Solaire. That's a classic. You ever play Dark Souls? His cosplay, I'm giving it like a 7 out of 10. Fashion is on point. Solaire did not have a sight. At least not that I remember. Pretty sure he went soaring board. See? Classic. That's what we're talking about. This was a bit of a strange one. This guy did no damage. I don't think he had the stats for the scythe. But he was about it. He wanted to smoke. He was taunt-tongued. The second invader showed up here. Doing turn and burns. He knows a little bit. And, this guy, though, overall, pretty cool in my book. But you know what he's not as cool as? I was driving today, and I saw this guy. He was standing outside on the phone, smoking a cigarette, talking on the phone. I was like, damn, I'll just never be as cool as that guy. Like, horrible health side effects alone. Smoking really is cool. This guy had these gold-rimmed sunglasses on, and he was talking about something important on the phone. Missed dagger parry there. Solaire used a shield. Maybe would have got it if he used a shield. Look at that crouch poke. It still lives. You can crouch poke straight swords. And this guy, he missed his parry, so I decided, you know what, I'll show him how it's done. There it is. Nice parry finish. I was going to give him a bow because I like his cosplay, but my co-invader here, he just wanted to hit something. Can't say I blame him. I think that last guy was cool. What's cooler than cool? Ice cold. Alright. That's what these guys are. Outcast, hey, guess what? Another classic. But these guys they were great. Using off-meta stuff. Dual halberds, almost never see that. This guy's using a club. And it's one of the situations where Poison Mist really work into my favor. You know, just a bit of a stalemate because they don't want to approach so they don't get blasted by the wizards here, which is valid. I can't say I blame them. And, you know, when you're in an invasion and your health is just kind of getting whittled down, the co-opers, you know, the hosts are going to win out. They have more flasks overall. But being able to poison them puts you at an advantage, because if you're just kind of wasting time like this, not much is happening, you know, it's working in your favor. You're slowly dwindling down their health. And check out this guy. It might be the first time anyone's ever done that in PvP. Went for the flame spit. That was pretty cool. I just decided to carry and retaliate it because what not? You know, why not? And it worked. So that's good to know. That guy going for the helicopter spin. You ever see anyone use that? Like, he's probably the second person I ever saw use that in this game. It's a terrible Ashimore, but I respect it. I know some people kind of hate this, like, you know, passive, run at each other, take one hit, run away, but this is fun. I actually really enjoyed this invasion. Yeah. Check that out. Nice parry. Real recognizes real. Gives it the L1 waggle. Another classic. It's something that a lot of YouTubers say at the end of videos. People have been saying that I should say it. It's kind of cringe, so I haven't been. So here we go. Like that new Acacia Strain album. Shit's brutal. Super heavy. It's really impressive they're putting out such good music this late into their career. Are they like 13 albums in? And probably some of their best stuff yet. I was supposed to ask you guys. Anyways, have a good one.